Course, I'm back with another AMC financial astrology update that we do each and every week, except for last week. Why didn't I do one last week? Simply because I was waiting for that new moon confirmation to come in, and it definitely did. We had a nice reversal for this new moon. As you guys can see here, we had a new moon on October 5th. And you guys know, I don't even get excited on AMC until we're on a waxing period of the moon. Moon alerts know what I'm talking about. That's the only time we've ever had really exciting push is in a waxing moon or right after a waxing moon on the full moon pop. Okay. So this new moon did look a little weak because we didn't get any type of pop. However, that doesn't mean that AMC is not following the moon phases. I was still optimistic it is. And we simply see on the 5th right here, we started to right on this new moon, right when we became waxing. This is the blue background. We started to head up, okay? And it was just a little, it just kind of flattened out. We're on a clear downtrend, okay? And then on the waning period, we're going down. And then right when it became a new moon, you can simply see that we started flattening out, okay? And then shortly after that, like a few days after, we started seeing that new moon reversal very beautifully. And it came in right on that line that we had, the medium range of the last waning period, which is really good because now we're out of that zone and we're in the new moon zone, okay? So we have a full moon on October 20th, and this full moon is going to be a very special one simply because this month alone, or on this waxing period alone, we had we're going to have 4 planets go direct. We already have Pluto go direct. We already had Saturn go direct, and those are big time outer planets. So when they go direct, it's a major shift. I'm sure everyone has felt the shift in their own life. Saturn deals with how we see reality. Pluto deals with the things we want to transform in our reality. So I'm sure a lot of transformations and clarity have been coming in for a lot of people over this waxing period. And when we hit that new moon or the full moon on October 20th, it's going to be 2 days after the luckiest planet in the sky goes direct, Jupiter, which is making a very awesome angle to AMC. And we'll also have the Mercury go direct on October 18th. And then 2 days after that, we have the full moon. So I'm very, very, very excited about it. We're going to check out some more of the moon phases and what I'll be looking for. And then we're going to look at the charts and do what we do. Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm still looking at the moon phases chart for AMC, and now I have the technicals lined up, but we're going to see if the moon phases is lined up with the technicals, okay? This is where we merge the matrix with the stars, so we're going to use financial astrology and regular TA for the stock. Now, if you guys enjoy this content and haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and if you want to show support, go ahead and drop that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Now, we had the new moon reversal confirmed, okay? We got past the medium range of the last waning period, which is over here, okay? So what I want to do is kind of look at what we're looking for and to see if we're getting confirmations that's going to happen. So if you can see over here on the last waxing period where we ran up 2 times before, right, would be over here. And this is where I have this line right here, okay? And this is going to be around the $43 level. Ideally, I want to see us way above that, probably on Monday. Okay, we got the full moon on this coming Wednesday, and remember, if we want a full moon pop that's like squeeze energy, we really want to be above the previous levels of the last waxing period. So Monday, I really need to see us above 43.60. Okay, and then if we get past that, I'm happy. Okay, but the full moon pop may only bring us to this green line over here, which is around the $52 level. And you can see over here, this is where we were on the last waxing period. Okay, so we should be way past that, right? We got a dip in the waning. We came into the new moon, but we're still way over here at the $40 level. Okay, so coming into next week on Monday, I would like to see us around 43. And then you guys know the full moon pop can happen 3 days before, and then typically it can last up to 3 days after. Okay, now 3 days before will be on Monday. Okay, so Monday, let's break this $43 level. I'd be really happy, because then we're looking at the full moon pop to 52. Now let's just say somehow we get around that $52 level before Wednesday, October 20th. Then I'll be really, really excited for some type of squeeze energy, whether it's gamma squeeze or the short squeeze, some type of really big full moon pop. But we have to be at that $52 level by Tuesday. We could just run right past it Wednesday, but to get that confirmation of a really big full moon pop, we need to be around that $52 level. Okay, now let's look at some of the technicals. So you can clearly see we had the new moon right here on the 5th. You see over here that we started getting squeezed shorter on the selling, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days after that, we started squeezing green over here. Okay, this is really, 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 really good. Okay, usually when we start squeezing green, we'll stay squeezing green for a little bit on AMC. We all know the manipulation is absolutely insane on this stock, but the technicals are lining up. We look at the RSI, and it's finally over 50% on the daily. Another indication of we're definitely picking up momentum, and of course we're heading up on the stochastic, and we're looking really healthy on all those things. Okay, so we have a full moon literally in the next 3 trading sections, and things are looking good. So we can see over here we've been kind of flat on the volume. Okay, that's gonna be another. In the last 2 days we have been increasing, which is good. Okay, ideally we want to see that volume keep coming up a little bit as we come into this full moon on the 20th, and that will definitely confirm a big pop, squeeze green. Okay, so I'm definitely looking forward to this full moon, especially since after all these planets go direct, and Jupiter is making a crazy good angle to AMC, which we're about to jump into right now. Might be waiting to a whole nother, moon phase like we've been doing. Okay, but the technicals are lining up for a full moon pop. So far, we're not getting all the technicals yet. I'm not seeing a crazy amount of volume, but the price action is lining up. The RSI is lining up, and the MACD is also starting to squeeze green. Okay, so I'm definitely looking forward to this full moon, especially since after all these planets go direct, and Jupiter is making a crazy good angle to AMC, which we're about to jump into right now. Okay, so as you can see, we have Monday, October pulled up for AMC's astrology chart. Now, Monday is looking sexy. We're looking at October 18th. The first things I want to talk about is we just had 3 major planets go direct. One is Pluto, one is Saturn, and the other one is Jupiter right here. Okay, now the cool thing about Saturn and Jupiter going direct is happening in AMC's first house. Okay, the first house is the persona. First house is like the map of your life. Okay, when you have planets going retrograde in the first house, the map of your life, you can see a delay. Okay, and when things start going direct, you can see things going forward again. Okay, so it's not ironic that last week Saturn went direct in the first house and we started seeing a slow incline up. Okay, Saturn is very stabilizing, and it's a slow moving energy. Okay, now a very opposite energy of Saturn would be Jupiter. Okay, and you can see that Jupiter is now direct in AMC's first house, and Jupiter represents expansion. Okay, Jupiter wants things to expand, and it can happen quickly. Okay, Jupiter just wants to give you all the abundance right off the rip. Okay, and it's in AMC's first house, and it goes direct on this day. Okay, Sunday it was retrograde, Monday is going forward. Okay, now this is really, really bullish because you got Jupiter in the first house. If this was a person, I would say, hey, your life looks like it could start expanding. Things could start. You could even feel more lucky and optimistic, and things might just start going your way at this time. Okay. Now the cool thing about all this, it is happening in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the humanitarian sign. It's for the people. It's for the community, and we know we have a strong AMC community. Okay, that is what's up. Okay, so Jupiter wants to expand Aquarius energy, and Aquarius wants to destroy the old, bring in the new, and Aquarius can be like an explosion. Literally, it represents an explosion into the future. Okay, so I see nothing but green lights when you see Saturn and Jupiter both going direct in the first house AMC. That's a major green light indication. Now, Saturn or Jupiter is making an awesome degree to Mercury over here. Now, when it was here before, one of those days it's going to be there for like in this degree for about 4 days. One of those days we hit 21% back in March. Okay. So that's a huge bullish energy, if you ask me. Now, Jupiter also deals with legal matters. Mercury deals with communication, paying attention to all the details. And it looks like, we've been talking about a lot of the legal stuff, and we've been talking about a lot of the manipulation. And if you look at Mercury right here, it's been dealing with this Neptune square for the longest time. Okay. And that's just telling me that we're working behind the scenes. AMC's working behind the scenes to work on whatever manipulation could be happening, whatever behind the scenes could be happening, manipulation with just people in general. AMC's working hard at that. Now, Mercury is now getting a sextile from Jupiter when Jupiter goes direct. And it tells me we're about to win that legal battle. We're about to see some legal movement happening for AMC stock. Now, there's a bunch of things coming out where they're talking about suspending certain stocks after it starts squeezing, whatever. That could be part of this situation, but at the end of the day, Jupiter is here to give justice to AMC stock, making this beautiful angle to Mercury and in AMC's first house. So the legal stuff is still at play, and the legal stuff is getting taken care of. Like, we just have to be patient, but this is really, really lucky, bullish energy to me all day with this aspect. Now, the next thing I want to talk about that's happening on Monday is the fact that Mercury will be going direct too. Okay. Now I'm going to go a couple hours ahead of time so we can see that R for retrograde come off. As you can see here at 11:30 a.m., Mercury then goes direct. Okay, so two major planets going direct at pretty much the same time for AMC and for the world for that matter. Now, I don't really care for what Mercury's doing in the sky. Okay, the last time we had a planets right here would be the Sun and Mars, and that was not pretty. Okay, when the Sun Mars was in the same spot that Mercury is right now. Now, the Sun can be over illuminating; it can burn things out. Mars can be a lot of pressure towards cutting energy, getting rid of something. So that those are a little bit harsher energies. Mercury more so deals with communication, technology, and paying attention to details. Okay, now it is in the sign of Libra, so it's trying to balance things out, but it's not making the prettiest aspects. As you guys can see, we have a square to AMC's moon and a square to AMC's Pluto, 0 degrees right when Mercury comes out of retrograde. And those are more of a bearish energy, okay, because it's squares. But at the same time, Mercury is also opposite Uranus, and Uranus is just volatility, okay, just straight volatility. And Uranus over here is making a nice sextile to Saturn at the same time. So to me, this represents volatility. This can definitely represent some type of catalyst type news, like something's getting put out there and it's going to hit hard. And it can go either direction since we do have the opposition to Uranus. So I'm definitely suspicious of that. But that transit is only going to last for a couple days, while this transit over here to the Mercury is going to last longer. Okay, it's going to be aspecting that much longer. So this is more of a short-term situation. And all I can say is the last time the planet was here, it wasn't pretty. However, Mercury is going to have a different effect. Okay, and to me, this could represent, since it's hitting the Uranus in the sign of Aries, this can represent something futuristic coming into play for AMC, some type of futuristic news that they're trying to do. This could be more crypto news, but something futuristic could be coming out. Maybe they sign, since Uranus is in Aries, and that has a lot to do with like competitive sports. Okay, maybe they come out with a deal with the NFL or some type of sports network where they can show that kind of thing at the theater. But something new could be coming into play this week that could act as a catalyst, and I won't be surprised because the Mercury over here, which represents communication, is getting that fabulous expansion energy from Jupiter. So we're going to have to keep an eye on what Mercury in the sky is doing, but the Mercury for AMC is looking pretty lit. Okay, pretty lit. Now, the next thing I want to cover is the fact that this North Node, which definitely brings energy to the stock, okay, is making a trine to AMC's ascendant and to Venus over here. Okay, now Venus, we know that Venus deals with a lot of aesthetics, a lot of deals, balance, and it also has to deal with money. Okay, and the North Node has to deal with like destiny. Okay, North Node over here. Okay, and it's making a positive angle to AMC's entire chart. Okay, so to me, this is also another indication of bullish energy, and something that was meant to be could be happening this week for AMC. It's like an unstoppable force when you're dealing with like a North Node trying to the ascendant. Something bullish could be happening, and it just could happen at anywhere. Okay, so that's another bullish thing happening coming into Monday. And then Mercury going direct, to me, even though it's not making good angle, it is still making a opposition. We all know oppositions are obstacles that are also an opportunity. All these planets going direct, planets in the first house. I'm feeling what I see coming into Monday. It's going to be an exciting Monday. Okay, it could be a lot of ups and downs, but I won't be surprised if it's more up than down. It's going to be volatile. Okay, let's jump into Tuesday. Okay, so I have Tuesday pulled up, October 19th. This is the day before the full moon. This is a big day, okay, because this is going to really give us an indication of what's going to happen on the actual full moon, depending on what happens this day. Now, what I like here is the sun will be sextiling the sun's 0 degrees. Okay, we know the sun is the company reputation, the CEO, the management, and at the same time, we still have that Mercury getting awesome angles from Jupiter and a good angle sextile from Mars. Okay, so to me, this looks very bullish for the company making some type of power move. Okay, and then to me, this is also looking like some type of catalyst like news in general. I'm not gonna be surprised if AMC has another great week in the theaters, period. Okay, a lot of good energy for that as well. So I'm definitely looking forward for Tuesday. Tuesday looks good. The moon will be going over Uranus in the sign of Aries. This is very like supercharged, aggressive energy as well. And of course, we have all these planets going forward in the first house. Now Venus is getting a square from the sun, but I'm not too worried about it. But that could be bad for something branding wise. Okay, but at the same time, that same sun is making a good angle to AMC's sun sign, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this full moon and see what's good. Are you guys ready? I've been waiting for this full moon for weeks. Here we are. I got Wednesday, October 20th pulled up. 10:58 a.m. is the exact timing of this full moon. Dead smack in the middle of the week, right in the middle of the trading day. This is perfect. Okay, this is absolutely perfect. Now, the full moon is over here. We know when there's a full moon, that means the sun will be opposite of the moon. And when the sun is opposite of the moon, is a very good time for what's the word I'm looking for? Climax energy. Okay, a big push to the upside or a big push to the downside. We've definitely seen full moons push us to the downside, but I already showed you at the beginning of the video what we need to look for to see the push up to the upside. So far, the chart looks good for a push up to the upside. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about this full moon is that the fact that it's in the last, or some of the last degrees, the 27th degree of Aries. This is very, very strong, supercharged full moon. Definitely watch your energy around that time. But yeah, this is going to be one of those like emotional full moons. Like if we get some type of big buying pressure, the FOMO is going to be crazy on this full moon, because Aries is all about that. I want to be first. I want to be number one. It's like, it's super compulsive. Okay. This is a very compulsive full moon, and that's good for FOMO buying. Okay. So we could definitely see some FOMO in the air coming into October 20th full moon. Now, the cool thing about this full moon is making a trine 0 degrees to the sun. So what does that mean? It also means, since the sun is directly opposite, that the sun is making a sextile to the sun, okay? So when I look at AMC sun, it gets two beautiful angles on this full moon from the sun and the moon, 0 degrees at that. To me, that is bullish. That is very, very bullish. Very, very strong momentum for the company, just getting very good like attention. Okay, and I'm not going to be surprised if we get some type of futuristic catalyst news that AMC is making a big time move into the future of the company on this full moon. So I'm looking forward to that. Now Mercury is still making those same exact angles as squaring the sun, or squaring the moon and squaring Pluto opposite Uranus. So there could be a mixture of good news and bad news, but overall, I see more good news than bad news. Now, again, Mercury is making a sextile to Jupiter, and now is square Neptune 0 degrees. Now, this Neptune thing, I'm not too worried about it because it's been there forever, okay? And this is just us taking care of the business behind the scenes, in my personal opinion. And I'm looking forward to this full moon. I am definitely, without a doubt, looking forward to this full moon. And Pluto is making a very nice positive angle to AMC's midheaven. The midheaven is also in the sign of Scorpio, which belongs to Pluto. So this is very like a nice symmetry with the midheaven and the Pluto in the sky. This Pluto in the sky is in Capricorn. It's about trying to build something, trying to build more structure, more power. Okay. And then since the AMC's MC, which is the midheaven, the highest point of the chart, the company reputation is in Scorpio, taking care of behind the scenes, making big behind the scenes move. Okay, so I'm not going to be surprised we come into this full moon, we get some type of bullish news on something futuristic, and I won't be surprised if Pluto, since it has a lot to do with power and taking things over, we might be making some type of major transformation and coming into new power on the AMC stock coming into this full moon. So overall, I'm pretty bullish for this full moon. Okay. Yeah, Saturn and Mars, even though they're making aspects and it's the natal chart of AMC, and you guys know I don't really care for that, it's still positive aspects, okay? It's getting a nice triumph from Saturn in the first house. And so far, since Saturn went direct, this aspect is doing positive things, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's going to continue doing positive things. And this Saturn hitting the Neptune again is trying to build something into the future, and it's working it behind the scenes. Neptune is the planet that makes dreams a reality, fantasies a reality. Okay, big moves on AMC. This full moon is very important. Okay, if you didn't catch the beginning of the video, watch the beginning of the video to see if this full moon is gonna shape up on this day for a pop. Okay, so let's check out Thursday. Okay, so I have Thursday pulled up, October 22nd or 21st for AMC. And the biggest things that changed was happening with the sun. The sun is now squaring Venus 0 degrees and the ascendant 1 degree, but still making that positive sextile to the sun. So to me, since Venus does deal with the company reputation, I want to say company reputation, sun deals with the company reputation, Venus deals with the company's branding, relationships. We could see something, some type of hard decision for the company coming into Thursday. However, it looks like it's going to be for the better. So they might have to get rid of a relationship, stop some type of campaign. However, it looks like it's going to be for the better since it is getting a positive sextile to the sun. Okay, and I believe in Adam, so I'm not too worried about that. Now, what's happening with this moon over here? First of all, the moon is in Taurus. This is in the exalted position, meaning the moon does best in Taurus, and it's a very stabilizing energy. Okay, so even though we got the sun squaring the ascendant, sun squaring Venus, the moon is in a very stabilizing position in Taurus. Even though it's about to conjunct Uranus, which can definitely be unstabilizing, the moon is pretty stable in Taurus and it's exalted. At the same time, the moon will be making a positive aspect to the moon. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of good energy. The moon represents the masses, represents the people, okay? And the moon also represents emotions, okay? So people are going to be emotionally pulled towards AMC coming into Thursday. Hopefully it's after a lot of FOMO buying on that full moon pop. The moon is also trine Pluto, which is an indication of a positive transformation, very, very, very positive transformation. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Thursday, but we do have the sun square the ascendant. Other than that, not much has changed in the chart. We still have the same stuff happening with Mercury. Mercury's just got a retrograde, so it's stationing, so it's going to be here a little bit longer than it normally would. Okay. However, I'm not too worried about it because Jupiter is still going to make a positive aspect longer on AMC's Mercury. Now, the sun is at the 28 degrees of Libra, so it looks like Friday is going to be that 28th degree of Libra, the last degree of the chart. So we definitely want to see what happens on that. But Thursday looks a little It can go either way Thursday. It could definitely go either way Thursday. There's some good and some bad. So either way Thursday. Let's check out Friday. Okay, guys. So I have Friday pulled up, October 22nd. And Friday doesn't look amazing. Okay. The biggest reason why is what's happening to the Saturn is getting an opposition from the moon. And the moon is also opposite AMC's midheaven. But of course, oppositions can also be opportunities. However, I don't really care for Saturn getting this exact opposition, okay? So Friday does look volatile for that reason, and it could potentially, head down. The sun is in the last degree of Libra right here, and it's making a 0-degree square to Venus in the ascendant, okay? So this doesn't look good for the aesthetics or the company branding coming into Friday. Maybe this looks a little bearish, okay? Having the sun right here, point blank. I'm not gonna lie. However, we still have a lot of positive stuff happening in the chart, but I'm not gonna be surprised. Friday kind of to me looks the worst at all this week, okay? But this could just be a little bit of the RSI cooling down after the full moon pop, okay? But we're still taking care of business behind the scenes. The legal stuff with AMC stock is looking good, looking very bullish. And catalyst news can definitely be at play this week, okay? So if this lines up with you guys' DD, please let me know. I'm very, very curious. If you guys know anything about the legal matters for AMC, drop it in the comments below. I'm curious on what's happening legally. And if there's any type of branding changes or aesthetic changes or campaign changes that's happening at AMC, I am also curious for that too, because it looks like something like that could be happening. But overall, I do like what I see in this chart. At the beginning of the video, I showed how the technicals are lining up very beautifully for the new moon. This week on the 20th, October 20th, we have a full moon in the sign of Aries. This is going to be a supercharged full moon. Definitely watch your emotions. But this full moon is a very FOMO buying type full moon, but it could be a FOMO selling type full moon. So be very careful. Don't be compulsive on this full moon, okay? But I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching this video. If you don't mind dropping a like, I also appreciate that. If you're new here and you're a Moon Lord and you haven't subscribed, you know you need to subscribe. Go ahead and hit the subscription button. And if you're a Moon Lord and you want to get more DD like this or meet more people that are into this type of thing, go ahead and check us out, the Market Moon Lord Discord. Market Moon Lord Discord. A lot of great people in there. And yeah. It's always going down there, and I appreciate each and every one of the Moon Lords for everything, all the support, all that good stuff, okay? So we are finally back to the new or full moon. This week is a big week, okay? If we don't get that big pop, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks into the next new moon, okay? I really don't want that to happen, but if it happens, it happens. But I am optimistic. If there is any full moon, in the last few weeks or last couple months, I would say this full moon is the most bullish, okay? So I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, check us out, the Discord, Market Moon Lord. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.